everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I am your host, Laura Afonso, and we are live here for GoLocal Prov in downtown Providence, and we have some tasty treats in the studio ready for you today. But before we get started with all of that, we have a very special guest. We have Skylar Bouchard of Dining with Skylar Skyping in from New York City today. Skylar, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, of course. So Skylar is an international food and lifestyle blogger, social media personality, and maven. You do a little bit of everything, and you've gotten all of this accomplished by the age of 25. So thank you for taking the time out of your very busy schedule for joining us.
Oh my God, of course. This is so much fun.
Awesome. So Skylar, tell me a little bit about how you really built your brand of Dining with Skylar, all of your background, and how you got to where you are today.
Wow. It's been a long road in building Dining with Skylar. So I grew up, I had a lot of culinary passions. My uncle is in the chef industry, the restaurant industry. My parents didn't cook, so I grew up eating like waffles, donuts, Pop-Tarts.
Things at the freezer section, yeah.
I was like really into foie gras, beef Wellington, bouillabaisse. So I had this like low end and high end love of food from the very beginning. And that kind of, as I grew up, I started to really explore that. I traveled internationally for sports and got to know the international dining scene, which I'm very fortunate I got to try. And then when I went to college, I noticed there were no young women doing what Anthony Bourdain was doing or what Andrew Zimmern was doing, and I really wanted to break into that space. I was 19 at the time, and Instagram was a brand new thing. Blogging was kind of like weird, but I was like, okay, the only thing I know how to do, like I love food and I always knew I wanted to entertain, so let me try and do both of them online. And I just started posting photos and documenting my experience going to different restaurants, and that really evolved into not only documenting my favorite dining experiences, but making things in the kitchen that I stand by, and the brand really just grew from there. And now I do a lot, as you know.
Yes, definitely.
But that's like in a nutshell. I know that's a lot. So.
Yeah. So you started in college and you kind of caught the social media wave just as, it was starting to build, and it really kind of worked to your advantage.
Yeah, I was fortunate. There were no young women doing this at the time. And food Instagrams were just becoming a thing. It was like me and the Infatuation and a few others. So people started to follow fast, and a lot of people in New York started watching what I was doing, which was really great.
That's amazing. So you started off not with the handle of Dining with Skylar, but with something else. Tell me about how you transitioned that brand to where you are now.
Yeah, so originally I found the name NYC Dining on Instagram, and I thought this was just going to be a way of organizing photos from different restaurants in New York, so I didn't know what it was going to be. I used that handle for 5 years, and I graduated college. I had about 40,000 followers who all followed me as NYC Dining, and I had a website called Dining with Skylar, and I knew I wanted to change that because it's more my experience than a guide. So I did the rebrand in 2017, and it actually went very well because people were used to seeing me, but it was a really big risk. But I'm really glad I did that because now I can do more cooking and I can do more travel, and it's been really great.
Definitely. So you took from NYC Dining to Dining with Skylar, and it's really opened up a lot of doors for you and allowed you to travel internationally and taste a little bit of everything all over the world. So I know that you just got back from Dubai not too long ago, which is amazing. Tell me a little bit about some of the places that you've traveled that Dining with Skylar has taken you, and maybe a favorite dish somewhere else in the world.
Oh, that's tough. I went to the UK. I just went to Utah for work. I went to Vegas. I went to Dubai. I've been all over the place. My favorite place I've been, it wasn't for work. Actually, I was studying food in Hong Kong. That was one of my favorite places.
Wow.
And also went to Cape Town, not for work, but I incorporated work into it, which was my favorite. Favorite dish I've ever tried. That's so hard because my favorite part of exploring new cultures is discovering foods that I wouldn't know about here.
Yes. And I'm sure that with New York, you have a little bit of everything right at your fingertips. So.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's not really a favorite dish, but it's like most surprising. Like I was in Dubai and I ate lamb's brain or sheep's brain.
Sheep's brain. So that must have been a very interesting
cool.
flavor texture combination.
Yeah, very rich, very gamey, but it was cool to try. That's what I want to
Absolutely.
be doing.
You're never scared of trying anything. You have to try it once before you know that you don't like it, right?
Exactly.
Definitely. So Skylar, you are around food 24/7. It's always involved in your life. Tell me about Skinny Swap and how you use that to stay balanced.
Skinny Swap is near and dear to my heart. So, like I said, I explore all these restaurants. I love finding creative dishes. And what I realized is, people always ask, what are you doing when you're not out eating? And I'm like, I don't, I never really watch what I eat. I never limit myself. I always incorporate dairy, wheat. Like I eat everything that you're not supposed to, but in moderation. And I wanted to create a series where I would remake these restaurant dishes with wholesome ingredients because for me, it's not calories or cutting things out. It's about balancing your flavors and your ingredients and making sure you're using things with no additives. That's the thing that I find to be really bad for me is just artificial stuff in my food. So that's why I created Skinny Swap, and you can find recipes that, like, I just ate a buffalo chicken pizza that I remade with a carrot and celery crust, which was really cool.
So cool.
So it's fun things like that, and I love that series, and I'm definitely going to keep it going. But it's all about balance. That's how you do this whole job. It's not about working out too much. It's not about eating too much. You just really have to make sure everything is in tandem.
Absolutely. Like you said, everything in moderation. So if you're going out for donuts or, cheesecake, you can have a little bit of everything in moderation.
And you know that.
Yes, of course. So Skinny Swap, where can we find you? I know that you post them on your Instagram feed. Can we find you on IGTV? Where else can we find Skinny Swap?
So my website is withskylar.com, not diningwithskylar.com.
Okay.
So it's withskylar.com. You can find all of my recipes and just save them, make them yourself. Or Instagram is Dining with Skylar, and you can see it on IGTV and my feed. So
Amazing.
It's all up there.
Yes. So you definitely stay very busy, and Dining with Skylar has definitely taken you to many places. Tell me about your work with some major companies like the Food Network.
I love working with Food Network. So I actually initially started this blog, like I said, because there were no young women really doing what I was doing, and I wanted to do on camera. Food Network approached me in 2015, and we started a relationship from there as an on-camera digital host. So I've done a few series with them. My latest series was called Treat Yourself with Skylar, where I profiled beauty benefits of different foods and ingredients that you use, and I get like beauty treatments, which was so fun. And then a lot of doors have been opened through that. I also work with Amazon as a live host, and I do hosting for a bunch of other platforms, whether it be online, and I've worked with the cooking channel. I was on their last season of Unique Sweets, which was such a surreal opportunity.
Oh, that is so much fun. You really get all over the place.
I do.
Definitely. So when we see your work on Instagram, we are constantly seeing the most delicious looking food all over the place, and it always looks just so tasty. So what I want to know is if you could share with us how you get the shot. We always see the best shot of it, but we also don't know how many shots it takes you to get that way. Do you have a team? What is your process looking like to really make sure that you're getting the best content possible?
In the beginning, no matter what, no matter where, who you are, it's all lighting. So It doesn't matter what camera, honestly, just make sure your lighting is daylight. I use the Google Pixel all the time. I have 4 of them. They are the best phones. They have the best camera, and I find those to be really great in getting shot. But I take so many photos. It's all about that lighting and the composition. And before I had my team, it was just me. So I'd be on the street, holding my burger, oh my God.
Oh my God.
And now I incorporate myself a lot. So I have an assistant who helps me out on all of my shoots. And so it's a lot of work, and people don't realize that, like you said, when they're looking at this shot of pasta, they're like, oh, whatever. Some people are like, oh, all you do is just take a photo of food. I'm like, oh, I am not just taking
You're
one.
If you only knew.
100. Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. So your Instagram is really, really just exploding. You have over 175,000 followers that are, a captivating audience of yours. So tell me a little bit about how you feel that Instagram is changing the way that people go out to eat.
I mean, from the beginning, it's funny. I did a news piece about this at NYU in 2014 about how Instagram was going to be the new way that people found restaurants. And
Yeah.
I think it has just proven to be so powerful because I think everyone looks at the geotags, which it means you can find the restaurant on the map on Instagram and like can just see the menu right in front of you. And I think
Exactly.
that's so powerful because you don't have to just guess what your dish will look like. You can see it, and if it looks really good and if it's getting good reviews, you then know even more so that you should go to this place. So I think Instagram has been great for restaurants, for people interested in food, and for diners. I think there's really no loss there.
Absolutely. You can definitely kind of seek things out. Like if you see one of those like crazy grilled cheeses that's on like a hook that I've never even like heard of before, you can see that on Instagram, find out where it is. It shows you right on a map and it brings you right to it. It's really amazing.
And it's great for inspiration for cooking. I think it's so cool to see dishes. And then if you're not in New York, you can make that at home.
Definitely. So maybe we can skinny swap things that I can't get in New York City right here in Rhode Island.
Yeah. I need to come to Rhode Island, by the way.
Absolutely.
Really
We have such an exploding dining scene right here in Little Providence. We are a small state, but we just have so many amazing culinary experiences here. So we definitely have to get you out to Rhode Island. But speaking of the Instagram wave, can you tell me a little bit about some trends that you're seeing in food, whether it's something that you have come across internationally that's popping up here in the States, or just something that we might be able to see going forward?
Everything is big lately. It's not a trend that I like, but I've seen people post giant cocktails,
Yes.
pizza. I'm not a fan of it just because I don't think it's sustainable to like serve food like that.
Yeah.
But that is a trend, and I see it everywhere. Another thing is liquid ice or like dry ice smoke.
Yes.
I don't know. I was in Dubai, and I had these frozen cheese balls. It was so weird. It's like cheese puffs, but it came in smoke, cold smoke.
Oh my
And
God.
I saw those in San Francisco, and I heard that they were in like Chicago too. I think that's also a new thing. So those, I think playing and experimenting is always trendy.
Wow, that's amazing. So people want to see big things. It's just over the top. That's kind of the direction that things are going. And I've seen a lot of dry ice in cocktails, but that is the first that I've heard of it being used in food and smoking things like that. That's really cool.
Yeah, you should check it out.
I guess we'll have to keep an eye out for that on the horizon. So I have to know, we know that pizza is one of your favorite foods of all time. What is your dream pizza topping? What is your go-to?
Oh, I'm about to say something so controversial.
Oh, let's hear it.
I mean, I love the classic cheese. It's always my go-to, but I love Hawaiian pizza. So you can
I am
hang
right
up on
there
me
with you,
if
girl.
I know I'm going to get hate messages. I'm going to go hide now. I love Hawaiian pizza because I like sweet and savory, and my boyfriend and I fight about it all the time. I also love sweet Italian sausage and peppers.
So
But
good.
So good. Like, I don't care what you say.
Oh, I am here for Hawaiian pizza. It is just the perfect balance. You have the salty from the ham and the sweet and like tang from the pineapple. I just think that it's the perfect pizza topping. I was in Italy a couple of years ago, and they actually used a deli meat slicer to slice the pineapple, so it was almost like thin shavings, and it was the best pizza I've ever had. So I am right there with you on that.
Oh my God, I'm in Italy. If I ask for Hawaiian pizza there, I think my family will disown me, but I'm going to do it.
You've got to do it. You've got to do it. So my last final question for you is, Skylar, where are you off to next? Where can we see you going?
Oh, like physically or with my job?
I guess you could answer both if you'd like.
I'm going to Italy this summer, so you can stay tuned for that. That's going to be amazing.
Oh my God.
But in terms of work, hopefully I'll be filming more Food Network episodes. I've been told that I will be, so we'll see. So you can keep your eyes peeled for that. You can always find me on my Instagram, and I just hope to do more hosting gigs. But another thing I've been doing also, I have a media company, so I think you'll see me posting a lot more about helping other companies build their social media, build their presence, and more than just food. So a lot of things.
That is really incredible. I did see that you started a media company, and I love how on your social media you will do the little ask me a question piece, and a lot of people flood you with, advice or tips on how to run their own social media page. So I think that would be the perfect fit for the direction that you're going, and you have so much knowledge and experience that, it's of course only natural for you to be able to help other people with that.
Well, thank you so much. It's very nice.
Of course. Well, Skylar, thank you so very much for tuning in with us. If you could one more time tell us where we can find you on Instagram and online.
Thank you. You can find me on Instagram at Dining with Skylar. My other account is also Skylar Bouchard. I do beauty, lifestyle, and all of that fun stuff. And my website is withskylar.com. So lots of Skylar. Yeah.
We love seeing you on there. I know it's very different from just seeing like regular food blogs, but having you involved in your posts really is a little bit more of a personal touch, and we are all here for it. But we really love following where you're off to. We can't wait to see all of the pasta and pizza that you're going to be eating in Italy coming up, and we are just wishing you all the best.
Thank you so much, Laura.
All right, thank you, Skylar. And everyone, please don't go anywhere because we have some really tasty gelato coming right up. Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning back in. We are live here for GoLocal Prov, and we just wrapped up with Skylar Bouchard of Dining with Skylar, and she shared all things of food blogger lifestyle in New York City, but we're bringing it right back to little old Rhode Island with Pompelmo Gelateria. Melanie Wolf, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, you're giving us a taste of the summer. We are just so excited. I know it's still cold out, but we know that spring is right around the corner, and we are ready for some ice cream and frozen treats.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's get started off by telling me a little bit about yourself and your background and how you came to open Pompelmo.
Well, Pompelmo came to be kind of by accident. I am originally from Argentina, and I teach Spanish at URI.
Amazing.
And I had long summers off, and I figured I kind of wanted something to do during the summer, something of a hobby, and it developed from something to do to a real passion.
That is amazing.
Yes.
So you took something that you were doing on the side and really fell in love with it, and here we are. You're serving us delicious treats.
Absolutely. My husband and I went to Italy to learn how to make it the real way by the masters.
Yes.
And it's developed into a wonderful little business now that's growing every year.
Oh, that is just
very lucky.
Incredible. So tell me, because we've all, had that gelato that's, maybe it's just good, or we've had the one that's really, really good. So there are different tactics to making a high quality gelato. Tell me a little bit about your experience in Italy and how you come to make the highest of quality.
I've been to Italy about 4 times now. I've been there with my husband to do the basic training and how to become a gelatier. So we basically went to Gelato University, or like a culinary school, and I've returned multiple times to learn the chemistry and the science behind it so that I can create my own recipes. And I follow all the authentic traditional process that Italian gelatiers follow by making my own base. I let it age. I try and use old natural and local ingredients. I use Italian ingredients when it comes to the nutty ones, the pistachios and the hazelnuts.
So those flavors really shine through.
Exactly. And then for the berries and things like that, I try and I support local farms around Westerly and around Connecticut, around the area, and do things that are in season. That's the other big secret.
That just makes it that much better.
Exactly.
A strawberry in season is just the peak. It's just the best.
Exactly.
So tell me a little bit about the difference between gelato and ice cream.
Gelato is definitely your healthy alternative to ice cream, so
you
can eat it guilt-free. It has about 1/3 of sugar and fat that ice cream does, and it has less air. One of the things about gelato is that it's churned. It's a slow churn, so it's pumped. It has very little air in it, as opposed to ice cream that's pumped full of air in order to get more volume.
Wow.
So you get more ice crystals. It's a colder product. Gelato is served at a warmer temperature, so that and that helps you have a more intense flavor. You can taste whatever flavor is supposed to be right away because of the low temperature, because of the higher temperature, but the low ice crystals and stuff like that.
Oh, wow. I had no idea that they put ice cream and air. I don't want any air filler in my ice cream.
Exactly.
I want it to be perfectly creamy. No, hold the ice crystals. That's not a topping that I want in my ice cream.
And then we make it daily. We make it daily in small batches. It's made daily, especially in the summertime. You'll have gelato that's just hours old as opposed to months old and stored in a freezer somewhere.
Definitely.
And yes, and extra love.
It makes all the difference when it is homemade and the benefits of making it in small batches as opposed to making these, humongous, huge containers and really not being able to hone in on the flavors. You're able to taste test everything and really get everything down to the
Exactly. Yes.
Absolutely.
And that way I can also get feedback from my customers, and I can try different things. I definitely take suggestions from customers. So sometimes they're like, oh, maybe you want to try this and this. And because I'm making in small batches, I do have the ability to try different things and to experiment.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
That's really fun. So if you have any ideas, suggestions of flavors that you might really love that you're not seeing yet, I can send it over to you.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yes.
So we're getting ready for the season. Tell me about opening up the storefront.
We are, the downtown shop is located in 31 High Street in downtown Westerly, and we are open. We opened just last weekend, and luckily the weather is cooperating.
Yes.
So we're open Wednesdays through Sundays right now, and again, because we did go to Italy this past January, I am introducing some new flavors, and I'm testing out some new flavors, and I would love your feedback. So that's open. And then we are also opening our second shop in Watch Hill on Memorial Day, and that will be Pompelmo by the Sea.
Pompelmo by the Sea. That is amazing. So you're going to
Yes.
have your second location. Is this
Yes.
the brand new location?
It's well, we had taken over a previous gelato shop last year, and we kept the name. But this year we're streamlining our brand.
Amazing.
So it will be Pompelmo by the Sea, and same homemade, made fresh gelato, just by the seaside.
That is amazing. So when you go for the day to the beach,
Exactly.
and you know you've spent all day in the sun, nothing is better than a sweet treat to really cool you off in gelato. Pompelmo by the Sea and in Westerly and Watch Hill really just is your go-to option.
Absolutely.
So you're working on some new flavors, and after your trip to Italy, tell me about what you brought with you today.
Yeah, so I brought some of my biggest sellers and some examples of what we can do.
I'm gonna taste one while
This
you're telling
one,
me.
for example, that Laura's trying right now, this is our roasted almond with candied orange, and it's very Italian.
Oh my God.
And we always serve our gelato in either cups or cones. We do homemade waffle cones, and we do our homemade little pizzelli little waffle cookie for a little texture, a little
You
typical
know what? I
Italian
would take
little
this
thing.
instead of a cherry on top. It's the
Yes.
pastel on top. I like that much better.
We also have another one of our big sellers is our dark chocolate sorbet. We
Is
offer
that this one right here?
Yes.
Okay.
We offer a variety of vegan flavors, and we always ask to test new flavors. So the dark chocolate sorbet is one of our favorites. It's one of our biggest sellers as
Can
well.
we pause on this for just a moment? Because I just tasted this, and it tastes literally like the richest chocolate ice cream. And I have to be honest with everyone here, because chocolate ice cream is probably one of my least favorites, because to me, chocolate ice cream doesn't taste like chocolate. This is gelato, and it's sorbet.
Yes.
So
technically, it's a sorbet.
Sorbet is usually fruit. So I want to know how you got chocolate sorbet to taste this good.
It's sorbet basically means that it's vegan, that it's made as a water base.
Yes.
And I just use very high quality, excellent dark chocolate and sugar and water. Those are the main ingredients, basically.
I am very, very impressed.
So yes, and that one is actually really well. It combines very well with this one, which is our forest berry, mixed berry sorbet as well.
Chocolate berry.
So you have a little
Combination.
tartness of
Yeah.
the berries and and the richness of the chocolate. Another one of our more popular ones is our Cookie Monster, which is cookie dough and Oreo. And we also do pops. We have a birthday cake, or we call it Cake by the Ocean. That is the name.
Sea. I love it.
And we do pops. Pistachio is the other one. This is a roasted Sicilian pistachio.
Oh, wow.
I also have a blend of pistachio almond. That's also very popular.
Pistachio almond must be really amazing. Oh my gosh, that nutty flavor, like sweet and creamy.
Yes,
It's
yes.
So good. And what
Absolutely.
is this one right here with a little cookie
And this
on
one
top?
right here is an amaretto peach swirl pop, and we also have a lemon pound cake with mixed berries pop
Oh my
to show
gosh.
you. We do all sorts of things. I try and but do pops with the gelato. I make ice cream sandwiches with gelato, individual desserts. We do gelato cakes, all sorts of things.
Okay, so you're doing gelato cake. So say goodbye to ice cream cake and say hello to gelato cake. So are you making them per orders? Do you keep them in the house? How can we get our hands on one of these cakes?
Usually you have to order them. They're
Okay.
custom. You can choose between 2 or 3 flavors depending on the size. We do round cakes. We do gelato logs. We do they're shaped like hearts for Valentine's Day, for example, and things like that. Most of the time they're 100% gelato. I try and keep it gluten free always. Gelato is
wow.
naturally gluten free, other than the cookie. So I always ask if you want the cookie.
Yes.
But they're usually gluten-free. You can pick your flavors, customize, and as long as I always ask if there's any allergies or anything like that. And if not, I just go nuts and I make them look beautiful. Sometimes they're decorated with fresh berries, or with nuts, with cookies, depending on the flavor, depending on the age, if it's for a birthday party or something like that. And yes, and I just need a couple of days usually, a couple of days notice, and I can put it together for you.
Whip it right up. That is absolutely amazing. So whether it's for a special occasion, a birthday party, a Valentine's Day, a holiday, really a gelato cake is fit for anything.
for Easter is a fantastic combination. It's a nice
Ooh.
way to end
Yes.
your Easter dinner.
Absolutely.
If you're having ham and things like that, a nice little palate cleanser. You can have a refreshing gelato or even a vegan option, gelato cake as well.
I would take it. So you're down in Westerly, and we all know that Westerly is celebrating their 350th anniversary this year. So tell me what kind of fun things you're going to be getting into down in South County.
Westerly is really going through a renaissance right now, and because it is the 350th birthday, it's there's all sorts of events happening. Particularly now in April, we have the duck race, and there's an Easter egg hunt. Later, there's like an art fair, but the big thing is at the end of August, on August 24th, they're having an old-time fair at Wilcox Park, which is a beautiful park there in Westerly, and it will be set like an old-time, I guess like an old-time fair, and we'll be there with our big gelato cart,
Amazing,
and other vendors, and it will be looking like something from back in the day.
So much fun.
Yes.
So if you're looking to celebrate in Westerly this summer, 350 years, they definitely deserve a happy birthday. And you can definitely grab some Pompelmo Gelateria while you are down there.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you for having me.
I am still blown away by this dark chocolate sorbet. It's just so, so good.
Thank you.
Of course. Well, thank you all. Don't go anywhere because we have our third guest coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning back in. We just wrapped up with Pompelmo Gelato, and we are back with some really healthy options with Priscilla Edwards from the Glow Cafe. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, we're so excited. You just opened up, and you're bringing some really awesome plant-based goodness, juices, and smoothies to the Elmhurst area of Providence, and we are just happy to have you.
Absolutely. Just opened up, just getting our feet wet, but it's been awesome so far.
Of course. So let's start off by, I would love to hear a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you decided to open up the Glow Cafe.
And so I have a sports background, athletics. I was a former athlete, college athlete. I played college basketball. I coach college basketball. That's actually my day job.
Okay.
Right down the street at Providence
At
College.
Providence College. So
Yes.
a basketball coach at PC. What's better than that? We love PC. Go Friars.
Go Friars. So, yes, I'm the associate head coach there, and I've always, been into health and wellness for my playing career. Just as I got older, got into things that would help me, have more energy or prevent injury. So for me, it was just a natural transition to kind of get into smoothies or to juices or to even a vegan lifestyle. So, one day I've always had a dream of opening a little shop or something quaint.
A little cafe.
Little something,
Yeah,
little something.
Something that's your own.
I definitely didn't think it would happen this quickly in the turnaround, but just some opportunities came up. And
You have to jump on them.
Gotta jump
if they
on
present
them.
themselves, and it seemed like this kind of just worked out in your favor.
Absolutely. So it's right down the street from campus, and I was able to kind of make it happen, and here we are.
Absolutely. So what was your vision when you opened the Glow Cafe? What were you hoping to bring to the community?
Well, I mean, even from the name, The Glow, like I wanted to bring something that was going to light up the community.
Definitely.
Just
I love
something
that.
that people were into, or even if they weren't into, didn't realize that they could be into it.
Maybe it was missing before.
Exactly.
We definitely didn't have any juice cafes in the area, so
Exactly.
we're very happy to have you.
So that was the thought, it's just bringing something that would benefit the community. There's a lot of places that maybe aren't the healthiest, and there are an abundance of those. So
Absolutely.
definitely wanted to, if I was going to open something or bring something into someone's community, and as well as my own, I wanted it to be something that was going to help lift it up, whether it's through the food that we offer or just the experience when they came.
Definitely, because we know that when we go in, we're getting a glowing smile from you, and it's just a
Absolutely.
friendly experience all around.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about what you offer at the Glow Cafe. What can we find on the menu?
Ooh, okay. So, of course, we have juices, fresh vegetable and fruit juices, but we also have fruit smoothies. We also have protein smoothies, and then we have acai and smoothie bowls. And we have my personal favorite, which is our vegan vegetable patties.
Oh my God. So let's start off with the vegetable patties,
Okay.
because I had one the other day, and they are just so good. And they're very filling, they're very hearty, and they're all vegetarian or vegan.
All vegan, all
wow,
vegan.
all vegan. So this really goes to show you that you don't necessarily need meat to have something that is going to make you feel full, but also make you feel good.
Absolutely.
So tell me about how you make them, what goes into them. They're just delicious.
So they're actually from a family bakery, from some friends of the family, and it's Jamaican inspired, of course. So when you think about Jamaican patties, most people think beef patty or chicken patty or jerk chicken. Well, they kind of put a twist on it with the vegan style, and we offer lentil, we offer mixed veggie, we also offer tofu. And we also offer a kale. So, it gives you a lot of variety, So whether you're looking for something that's a little heartier or a little bit more, umph to it, maybe a lighter lunch, we definitely have a patty that can kind of fulfill that. Most people get intimidated by them, but once they try them, they fall in love with the flaky crust.
I think that when people hear vegan, they're like, oh, it's going to just be taste like grass. Or
Right.
they have this preconceived notion of vegan, but really it's super delicious, and there's tons of flavors in it that go, the spices, the herbs that really make it, just an amazing palate.
You hit it on the head. So
Very good. So I've been hearing tons of things about acai bowls.
Right.
They're just delicious. What goes into them, and what makes them so good?
Well, we have one here.
Yes.
This is the classic acai bowl, right?
in
So
here,
it has a
we've got-
little bit of everything. So with the
Yeah.
classic acai bowl, for those that don't know, acai is a berry. It's from Brazil. And the key about acai is antioxidants, right?
Okay.
So you talk about things that help with cell recovery. Cells pretty much help with your functioning of everything. So when people are thinking about health and wellness and how can they eat things that are going to help them feel better or have more energy,
Definitely.
you can't go wrong with things that are antioxidants. So this acai bowl has a banana and acai blend right? And you top it with coconut. We have cacao nibs, we have almonds, we have granola, and then we also have some strawberries. Now, all the bowls are customizable, so if you're someone who maybe wants to go on the less sweeter side, you can always swap out something for some nuts. We have grape nuts. We have different options for people's needs or preferences.
So there's a lot of good stuff packed in a little bowl. You know, you have antioxidants, you've got banana, potassium, all of these different vitamins, minerals, and good stuff. And, you know, I think a lot of the time people are intimidated by sugar and, like, eating a lot of fruit, but all of this is natural sugar, and it's definitely processed in your body differently than just eating a cookie that might be very sugary. So this is definitely good for you food that is going to really help with health and wellness.
Absolutely, and that's the key, and definitely something that I was conscious about was just, you know, people get nervous about sugar, they get nervous about different things, carbs, things. Everything's about moderation, right? So I always, and I'm the first one to preach, people ask, well, can I eat this every day, 3 times a day? And I'm just like, well, anything you eat that much, probably, you know, you'll find something that isn't great for you, but it's absolutely a great thing to incorporate once in a while, you know, once, twice a week, once a day, maybe, you know, as well as the different things that we offer. So you can come in one day, get a bowl, you can come in one day, get a patty, you know, you come one day, get a juice or a shot. So
a different variety of a little bit of everything. Yes. So as a coach and as an athlete yourself, how do you feel that juicing and this kind of, you know, diet or lifestyle fits into that?
I wish I would have discovered it when I was playing, to be honest, you know, because there's so many things that happen in our bodies naturally that can also be cured naturally, right? So when you talk about, especially as athletes or people who are into lifting or things like that, inflammation, you know, dealing with swelling joints or just nagging injuries, there's so many natural ingredients and things that we offer or the things that are accessible to us that can help with that, right? So we talk about my ginger shot, for example, it has turmeric in there, and turmeric is really good for inflammation. So now you're talking about starting your day with things that are natural for you. You know, you can get it right from your grocery store, and it can help you to relieve some pain or some aches that you have going on in your body. So that's a really important thing. It's just about as an athlete or even as an everyday person, there are things that you can eat every day or incorporate in your diet that can help you better than most medicines can or anything else out there.
Absolutely. We are what we eat, and you know, if you're having any kind of aches, pains, or ailments, definitely look at your diet and what you're putting into your body first.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So you've got tons of good stuff in store, and you mentioned that you have little shots. So you have ginger shots and wheatgrass, so you can, it's kind of like a fast way to get a whole bunch of good stuff into your body.
Absolutely. So it's small in size, but it's huge in terms of value, and it's really dense, and it's actually filled with so many vitamins and minerals and nutrients that are key to your body. And then the whole thing about juicing, the whole thing about taking shots is you're getting the nutrients, right, with the removed fiber. So it's hitting your bloodstream and it's hitting your system way quicker than if even a smoothie for that. Because a smoothie has fiber incorporated into it because the fruit is all mashed together. But at the same time, it's more filling, right? So when you think about the juice side of things, that's if you need a pick-me-up or you need that energy pretty quickly. Whereas a smoothie is if you want those nutrients,
longer term.
but you want a longer term, and you want something that maybe can be a meal replacement or something to hold you over to your next meal.
Definitely. You have a wealth of knowledge of all of this, and I'm sure that, you know, as an athlete, you probably recommend this to your players, and you know, having that health and wellness lifestyle. And it really is a lifestyle. It's not just, you know, like you have one wheatgrass shot and then all of a sudden you're healthy and you're like, you know, all better. It really is committing to this and really looking at what you're putting into your body, and we definitely appreciate you bringing that into Providence. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you.
So tell us where we can find you, your address, so that we can all come in and check you out.
Sure. So you guys can find us on 389 Admiral Street. We're located conveniently right at the intersection. So if you just drive straight and you look for the glow sign, you definitely will see us there.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to come in and try the patties and all the juices and really start to feel healthy.
Wonderful.
Of course. Thank you so much for joining us. And don't go anywhere, because we have our fourth and final guest coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning back in. We just wrapped up with Priscilla Edwards of the Glow Cafe, sharing some health and wellness knowledge with us. And we are back in the studio with Mark Forts of Olga's Cup and Saucer, a really amazing staple in the Providence cafe scene. And we are just very happy to have you.
Thank you. Appreciate you having us.
Of course. So we all are very familiar with Olga's. They've been around for a very long time.
30 years now.
Yes, 30 years. So they know what they're doing, and we are loving them because of it. So tell me a little bit about your role at Olga's, and I'm sure you do a little bit of everything. What can we find you doing at Olga's?
Well, I guess a little bit of everything would be the best way to encapsulate. So I'm the director of operations. I took over about 12 weeks ago. Just trying to streamline a lot of our services, keep what kept Olga's, what's kept it there for 30 years, and try to basically, I guess, just try to introduce some new things that brings us for another 30 years. Basically, we have some really young pastry chefs that are strong, creative, and then we're letting them just go.
Let them be creative and let them, play around with things. Absolutely. And they're going to end up coming up with sweet treats and breads that, we've never even heard of before, and it's going to be a huge hit.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about Olga's and what makes them special and really what has made them last so long, the 30 years.
So I've only been there about 3 months now. However, a lot of it has to do with the teams. Like, we have a bread team full-time, we have pastry team, so we don't outsource anything. Everything we make is in-house, whether it's our salad dressings, it's our breads for our sandwiches or our avocado toast.
Right.
Our bread pudding, same thing, all made in-house.
I think made from scratch.
Absolutely.
That makes it feel, made from home, like all that love that goes into it.
You can put some love into it when it's made from scratch. When it starts with flour, you can do a lot with it, and it comes through.
Definitely.
So I think that helps us a lot.
Yes. So, we have our regular coffee, cafe drinks, and some pastries, all of the good stuff, but we also have great breakfast and lunch. So tell me about, what we can find on the day-to-day when we go in.
So we have we're going through our fall menu and winter menu now. We're about to change to spring. However, right now we're doing a lot of eggs, a lot of hearty things. I think the breakfast and the brunch and lunch as well work very well because our sandwiches. All of our eggs are served with our own bread. Our sandwiches are the same. So I think that just goes a long way to the taste and the product. Everything's fresh. We do it every single night. Our bread team works. We have a bread team working 7 nights a week. So in the morning, it's baked at 5:30. We open at 7. So again, I think that comes
right out of the oven onto your sandwich.
And I think the taste, translates on the plate. So.
And your bread can speak for itself because we actually have other restaurants that are coming to you to source their bread for their restaurants because they want the best quality bread for their sandwiches because really, you can put whatever you want in between it, but if the bread is going to fall flat, the sandwich is going to fall flat. We want that really good quality, hearty bread, and we know that Olga's can certainly deliver that.
Yes.
So your bread team is hard at work.
Yeah, our wholesale market is doing very well. It's growing, and we're continuously looking for more restaurants that want to partner up with us, of course.
Of course. So you brought with you a whole lot of tasty treats. Tell me a little bit. Let's start with the pastry plate. What can we find here?
All right, so this is a chocolate-based crust. It has a salted caramel.
Is this like a muffin?
Yeah, with the salted caramel ganache, and then, salted caramel filling, and then a chocolate ganache on top.
Wow.
This is our monkey bar. It's a gluten-free, vegan, just gluten-free. It's pretty much the kitchen sink. It's basically what a kitchen sink cookie would be, like our cowboy.
Okay.
It's everything.
A little bit of everything.
Absolutely.
Chocolate chips, coconut. I'm going to have to save this for Kate. If it's gluten-free, she's definitely going to want dibs on it.
And then also, this is a vegan thumbprint cookie, so obviously demographically it does very well with us.
Yes.
We have our peanut butter cookie. We have our chocolate chip cookie, and then again our cowboy cookie.
Cowboy cookie has a little bit of everything in it.
Absolutely.
I love it.
And then these are just different ones that the team's putting out every day. They're just trying new things, and we're putting them out, see how the guests react to it, of course.
So you're always trying new things. Every time you go into Olga's, you'll find a different cookie or something in the case.
These are our staples. We always have the bars. We always have the cookies and the such. But these have been just the last couple days we've been doing, and then these have been introduced today. And then tomorrow, hopefully, we continuously try to introduce new products. Every couple days, every week, for sure.
Of course. So you have the pastries. We know that you have some really awesome sandwiches for lunch. But let's talk about everyone's favorite thing to do on Sunday is brunch.
Absolutely.
Of course. So you guys got a liquor license last year.
We did.
Which is a big game changer for Olga's because you can sit down and have a mimosa or Bloody Mary with your avocado toast. Tell me about what we're eating for brunch and what it's like at Olga's.
So for our brunches, our bigger sellers are anything, scones. We do a lot of scones. We do a lot of egg benedicts. We do a lot of the bread pudding, oatmeal, parfaits. That's the majority of it. Now it's starting to grow a little bit more that we're starting to bring in more of the liquor program, the mimosas, we'll try to do some more. We'll do the mango mimosas. We're going to do some more.
Fun.
We've been doing blood orange mimosas, and then obviously the traditional mimosa. Our Bloody Mary mix is made in-house.
Of course, it has to be.
It does. We have it both spicy and regular.
Definitely.
So it's been growing. The last 12 weeks have been really, really good. We just opened up on Saturdays for brunch as well.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, because I think that brunch should be an all-weekend affair.
Absolutely.
I think you should be able to get brunch. I mean, if we could make it an every day, that would make
I think it's Sundays because it's Sunday Fun Day.
Yeah, of course.
So people correlate, I think, a little bit more. But yeah, Saturday's actually been picking up really well, and it's been great for us.
That's awesome. Now, as the weather starts to heat up, you know, a little bit chilly right now, but we know it's just around the corner. We all want to sit outside. As you know, as soon as the weather goes above like 65, you're going to see downtown exploding. Everyone wants to just get out and be in the sunshine. So we are ready to have some al fresco brunch at Olga's. Tell me about what's going on in the patio.
All right, well, that's probably the most exciting part of what's going on at Olga's right now. If you drove by right now, it's complete dirt. We just excavated it the last few days. They're starting to stamp out. We've always had a large patio there anyway, a lot of outdoor seating in the summer. However, we just changed it up, put it fresh. So we're going to repave the whole thing.
Wow.
All new tables, trees, plants, privacy shrubs, lighting. And then we also have a little bar, which is brand new to Olga's. It's not open yet, but hopefully in the next 6 to 8 weeks we will.
Is it that little building?
Yes.
I've been wondering what they were going to do with that.
Yeah, it's a little cute cape that's positioned at the front of our property. It's about 300 square feet inside of it. She's doing a lot of construction to it, moving some doors and stuff. It's just going to lead out into the courtyard rather. So the outside patio, hopefully another 4 to 5 weeks. It'll be very exciting. I think,
so that'll be soon. It'll be here before you know it.
Yes.
It'll be perfect timing just as the weather starts to heat up. Your patio will be done.
Yes.
Flowers will be blooming, birds will be chirping, and the sun will be shining.
Absolutely.
And it's just going to be a very glorious spring brunch at
Certainly
Olga's.
looking forward to being on a chair one of those Sundays too, if
Yeah.
I can get the day off.
And what is the timeline for the bar? When can we expect a nice cocktail in the little cape?
So, anytime you do a little new, it's always timelines move, of course, because certain restrictions. However, we would hope to be about 6 weeks out from that.
So that'll be soon too.
Yeah, if we get it out in 6 weeks, we'll be really happy.
Awesome. So lots of really new and exciting things happening at Olga's. I love to see that because they're keeping the old tradition. They've been there for 30 years. Those awesome recipes that have made Olga's what they are today, but also introducing some new things, some freshness, and some new cocktails. We're really excited about it.
Thank you. We are very excited.
Yeah, I'm sure. Lots of hard work, but it all pays off.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great summer at Olga's.
Of course. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Very well. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for tuning in. We had some really fantastic guests today. Definitely check out GoLocalProv.com to go and review all of the fun things that we ate and the people that we spoke to today. And thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.